Okay, here we go. This is about flags today, so we got to do this one. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yes, the home of the brave. And I am now going to read for you the daily word. And here we go. On June the 14th, Sunday, appreciation. I express appreciation for my many blessings. It has been said that what I appreciate appreciates. The more I give thanks for what I have, the more blessings I will discover. Practicing gratitude in all circumstances helps me realize how abundantly blessed I am. When I remember all the good that God is, the more good is revealed to me. Taking a breath, I give thanks for life. Opening my eyes, I give thanks for the clarity of spiritual vision. Listening deeply, I give thanks for divine wisdom. With each bite of food, every sip of water, I feel grateful for my body and physical senses. There is so much to appreciate, from the small everyday things to life's most grand events. Giving thanks with my whole heart brings me joy, and I practice appreciation for all that I am, all that I have, and all that I do. And from Psalms 9:1, I give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. I will tell of you your wonderful deeds. And I feel much appreciation for our speaker today. The great and mysterious one always inspires us with his wonderful talk. And thank you so much, Reverend Dave Lyman.
Thank you, Barbara. Barbara said to me one day last year, she said, "You know, you're the speaker I don't have to worry about because you just won't go away." And so here I am again after another start of my ninth year. And it's really a lot of appreciation to be here today. And I'm going, every once in a while, I step back. And if you listen to the song we just sang, you need to realize that was such a big part of an American history time. This battle was going on. We were taking a step to fight against the big boys, and we were just a little kid. The attack was occurring. They were bombarding us. We had no idea what was happening. And as the dawn expanded, there she was, our American flag. So, first of all, I want to say I'm happy to be here today. This is our family. This is our Sunday. This is the place where we take a look and intensify the flow of the divine through us. I believe part of our destiny in life is to connect. I came to a point through my health journey of the last 4 or 5 years that I cannot do this alone. And so it's really important to connect. And I'm really blessed because when The world changed and tilted on March of 2020. And suddenly we were quarantined. We'd never heard of a world quarantine before. My family discovered Zoom meetings. And every Sunday since then, we have a Zoom meeting at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock tonight, we have a family Zoom meeting. It's the proverbial over the back fence. Who's pregnant now? Who bought a house? What's going on? It's the times to explore how we fit in the world as we move through it. It's really special. And now we come to it's June of 2026. And it's been 18 years since I first showed up. But it was a lot different then, huh? I showed up in person. Today is Flag Day. Flag Day in the United States is celebrated annually on June 14th to commemorate the Continental Congress adoption of the first official U.S. flag on June 14th, 1777. It's not a federal holiday, but there's lots of parades and picnics and ceremonies. And I want to talk about the history of our flag and then personalize flags in our life. Betsy Ross crafted the first flag at the request of George Washington. Now, how did he hook up with George? She hook up with George Washington? She was an upholsterer. She recovered sofas. And he approached her because he had heard she was good with needle and thread. And he said, I want you to make me a flag for our country. Right from the beginning, she started to make changes. He showed up with a design that had 6 pointed stars. She took it to 5 because she said they were easier to sketch and work. This emphasized right from the beginning. Betsy Ross was not just there to do what they told her to do. She was there and engaged. She was there adding a voice of national identity. I realized in going through all of this, there is no place that shows a contract or anything for Betsy Ross to do this flag. Her family has letters, and if you read the letters, it shows there is a portion that says Betsy Ross is being asked to do that. But those are the only secondhand accounts. So the narrative thread that connects the past to present day flags is a little thin, but it's there. And her documentation is celebrated in schools, literature, popular media. Step back, maybe some of you did a school play in 4th grade and you got to play Betsy Ross. Because some people did. Well, I didn't, for some reason. The story also serves as a significant part of the way that women showed up in the war. They engaged. They had a voice. They were listened to. It commemorates historical events and shows the broader themes of participation, contributions, and Ross is said to have sown not a lot of changes. She took the original ideas and put it together. And even then, we made sure it meant something. Red, white, and blue were chosen for reasons. Red represented courage and hardiness, a nod to the bravery because we took on the big boys and we won. It was our fight for freedom against overwhelming odds. White signified purity. We had noble aspirations. We said we were setting up a society where every man was free. Every man. And blue symbolized the color of vigilance, of making sure we paid attention to what was going on around us. The colors were not just decorations. They showed values and principles. And it was a time of identity. There were a lot of flags out. There was a flag that had a rattlesnake called the Gadsden flag. It was a coiled rattlesnake, and the defiant motto on the bottom said, "Don't tread on me." That was West Virginia coming up and going, "Hey, back at you. We're taking our section and letting you know who we are." There were flags with stars and stripes and regional symbols. A lot of different things, and all were the voice of who we were. To let the British rule know. Now, if any of you have ever seen Hamilton, one of my favorite parts of Hamilton is George V, who was the king who went mad. He actually went a little insane, and he was a little upset that we left the Union. For him, it was, what do these people want? We're giving them tea, and they're throwing it away. It made for an interesting time and gave Lynn Miranda a chance to do some songs and have the entire English countryside upset with him. Revolutionary War songs and battle flags varied. They showed diverse backgrounds. They played a practical role in convening commands and boosting morale. When a group went into battle, there was a flag holder. The commander would use that flag holder as a point of connection. Of that's where we go, follow the flag. Regroup. But there's another whole section of flags that is also a part of our history, where we are spiritual beings. My wife did a spiritual interfaith service around the holiday Kwanzaa, which is a holiday that occurs in December. And there's a flagpole. It is red on the top, black in the middle, and green on the bottom. Red denotes freedom, black symbolizes people of Africa, and green stands for the land and a prosperous future. There is the oneness symbol, a sign that Spiritual Life Center uses as the peace symbol of the 21st century. And each country all across the world, my binder, as I hold it up, there are the flags of the world. And so all the flags have their own way of looking at things. The German flag is a deep meaning in its cross and the color. The Denmark flag shows strength in the cross that covers across it. They continue to represent courage and determination, and their significance allows us to appreciate their role. But I want to take it one step further, because in truth, who and what do you stand for? How did you get here? I say that each of you have a personal flag that represents you in the world and expands the alliteration of who you are. What if we had a personal flag? What color would your flag be? My wife has a flagpole holder at the front of our house, and it's really important. In fact, she's generated an entire sequence of people putting flags up. We have the American flag up during official holidays, but we have lots of personal flags up other times. She has a number of personal flags that symbolize who we are and how we fit. Today, the flag, I had it down as one thing, but I believe she told me it's a pineapple. Is that right, babe?
Yeah.
It's a pineapple, and it says, "Welcome home." So our flag is a flag of comfort. It inspires a feel of being in a familiar place. Come home. But other times of the year, in October, there's a black cat out there, or there's a witch with a broom. In November, there's a turkey. And December, we've got Santas and elves and all sorts of things. I just love to see what's going to be next when we come around the corner. And sometimes she does this sneaky thing. I go to dialysis and I come back and there's a different flag up than when I left. So it makes it wonderful. And it reflects back to, what would your personal flag be? What would your personal flag be? How would you show up? What would it say about you? Many of us have flags about connection and about parts of us that are precious. If you were to love cats, you might have a cat on your flag. There are so many ways to show up. And they let you know what's going on. I walked out the other day going to dialysis, and across the street, there's another duplex, and on the side of the garage, there was a great big sign, and it said grad. So there's a personal flag, a perfect flag saying, someone in this house is graduating to another level. They're taking their thread of life and moving to the next step. We all have common interests. And the common interests join and take the parts of who we are that become part of our flag. When I grew up, I wasn't in the most joyful household in the world. We had kind of a war zone. And the emphatic word that my dad used a lot was, "What are you, stupid?" Well, then I went to high school and I went out for track. And we're doing a race to see where we were. And I look around and I realize I'm the second fastest on the team. And I look down at my legs, these precious things, they're not stupid. They're working. They're doing beautiful things. And I got so excited. It became my personal flag of athleticism. It meant that for the rest of my days, I participated in sports because that's part of who I was. That's what our personal flag would be. A symbol, a customized banner reflecting who we are. These flags are tiny banners of who we are, using colors and emblems and designs, all meaning something. Designs and symbols can be vertical, can be sideways. They can be one color, they can be 5 colors. They can have animals on them. They're used to celebrate life events like weddings, new homes, honor a loved one's memory. Personalized flags include family names, established dates, and meaningful imagery. And I know that when I come to a point when I'm going to do a celebration of life, I will have things to put on my personal flag. So what would a current flag represent for you in today's world? You know, I love to give homework, and so I challenge you for this coming week. Perhaps this afternoon, because the temperature is beautiful. Go out and sit on the patio or somewhere in the backyard. Stop and think for a while. Put some soft music on if it helps. Know that if you have a cat, it will end up in your lap. But draw a flag with words, symbols, parts that make who you are. This is a part of the ongoing exercises I always talk about in connection. Where do you fit in? Who are you? How do people know who you are? It's how we connect with each other. It's how we get a true sense of who we are. It is said that there is a true north for each of us. The true north is that gyroscope within that keeps us balanced. And a flag is a big part of that. So your job this afternoon is to spend some quiet time on the patio and enjoy yourself. See who you are, where you come from, and know that you are a part of this landscape of life. There are threads that connect you to each of the other people you see here today. And I appreciate each of you being here today. So there's a natural flow to this. So the next part of that flow is for each of us to take a breath. And as we take a breath, we know that we are taking a breath of life. We're sinking into the quiet and passion of our meditation. We're letting each part of who we are become the divine intensity. There is one God among us. It is us. It is our landscape. It is our flag. It is our gyroscope. And as we take a breath and let that energy surround us, we sink down into it in a quiet, quiet way. Knowing that even though we show up in the world as we show up in alliterations, affirmations, and small parts of who we are. We may show up as a stream flowing down a river. We may show up as a slide, a waterfall. We may show up quietly. And as we do so, we show up in silence, quietness, letting there be a rebranding, a reaffirmation, a readjustment. And each person gives thanks to that, and lets the threads of who you are become a part of the threads of who they are, becoming a part of the threads of who all are. We say amen on amen, and we move along with the defensity, the defensively, and new words that I continue to make up in the midst of this sermon. Namaste and amen and amen. And I turn it back over to, I believe,
To me.
there you go.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Dave. Oh, you're always giving homework. Might in Lakeport, it might be a little. It's already up to in the 80s, 80. Yeah, it might be too hot out there. But guess what? I can do my homework with some air conditioning. It'll be perfect. Look out the window. I saw a squirrel today. We know how squirrels connect us out of my window. Oh, I don't know what. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Before Bill sings the closing song, let me make a few announcements. That's right. Here we go. Here we go. Future. So here we are. We're in June. And next Sunday, we will be at church. And Patricia Holler will be, of course, our wonderful speaker. And you are Unlimited Spirit. She is her talk title. And it's from the Way of Mastery. And it's fabulous. She's always wonderful. And just to be reminded that after the service, we will have our monthly potluck. And that's where we really get to, know each other, become the family that we are, stronger and stronger. And it's fabulous. So stay for that. And then
Good
at the
food.
end,
Good food.
always, because it's a potluck. You bring what you love and share it with your friends. But you know there'll be something there for you to have, right? That's the key. On June the 28th, another Zoom service from someone that is amazing, Reverend Angelica Schaefer. And she will be sharing her newest insights and practical applications in daily life. But she's the one who has chants and instruments and a wonderful voice. And the way I even got her, because she's, a wonderful speaker and everywhere in the world, not the world anymore so much as Grass Valley and wherever, is that when I asked for that date, she said, it must be meant to be. It's the only one that I have open, in several, months, weeks, whatever. And so, wow, are we blessed again, like having wonderful Reverend Dave, that we get Reverend Angelica Schaefer. And like I say, lots going on. She takes over, and it's beautiful.
Barbara, let me interrupt.
Yes.
Angelica and I actually played guitars at a wedding in Asilomar where we just both happened to be there. And a friend of ours that we both happened to know, but we didn't know each other knew, showed up to get married, and suddenly she and I are there playing guitar. And
wow.
It was wonderful because even after the wedding, we sat out on the dunes and played for a while. And she is so precious.
She is.
She is so precious. She
some
beautiful stuff.
Yeah, she just is. And through these last couple of years that we have been blessed to have her speak for us, we've gotten her history, and where she's from and where she was. And oh my gosh, I'm always just amazed and feel so fortunate. And that's from Grass Valley and from Patricia's recommendation to begin the whole thing. But wow, lucky. So here we go. Yes, that's the future for the month of June. And then, of course, just to remind you that your donations are greatly appreciated. Mail to P.O. Box to Unity, P.O. Box 755, Lower Lake, California, 95457. Okay, so Bill is going to sing the closing song, and then we'll unmute and stay to chat after the closing song. Thank you, Bill.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water, this land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond desert, while all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, when the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling, as the fog was lifting, a voice came chanting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water, this land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.